Ping and Cloud Retainer?
It appears you made haste after all. One arrived but moments before you.
Oh, bless my soul. To what do I owe the honor? How nice of you all to come and visit me.
Miss Illuminated Bird, haven't you said anything yet?
Said what, precisely? And why should one be tasked with saying it?
'Cause you're the one who's known Madam Ping the longest.
Street word. Or rather, presumably, you would prefer to be addressed as Ping?
Oh, Cloud Retainer, you are uncommonly polite today.
One, Given that Lantern Rite is almost upon us, the weather in the city is most pleasant, and a sweet floral fragrance lingers in the air. Ganyu, please continue from here.
Huh? All right. So, this all started because we were trying to help Mr. Dvorak find the Adeptus who saved his ancestor's life. Cloud Retainer informed us that the one who played that melody and rescued the drowning man was none other than yourself.
Ah, let me think. Yes, I do believe I recall that encounter. What a long time ago that was. I'm surprised that you still remember it. Even more astonishing, perhaps, is the fact that this story has survived this long at all, when mortal lives are so very brief. It appears that she has proven herself right once again.
Who's she?
We like to call her Guizhong. From the look in Cloud Retainer's eyes, I sense that she has already told you all about her.
Albeit reluctantly, one might add.
Oh, there is no harm done. After all, Lantern Rite's very purpose is to commemorate the heroes who gave their lives for Liyue. Although Guizhong did not live to see the splendid sights of today, she was as much a hero as any other.
So, how has she proven herself right again exactly?
Once upon a time, she said to me that humans were a weak form of life that she wished to protect with her wisdom. But as she interacted more and more with them, her opinions on them began to change. She marveled at the beautiful complexity of their spirits, the sheer splendor of all they could accomplish through their hard work and intelligence. She told us that to underestimate human potential would be to make a grave mistake. With the smallest amount of guidance, enormous power can be unleashed in them. And a human who has reached their full potential may well be her equal. Someone who could have as much to teach an Adeptus as to learn from them.
She always had a way with words. That her mechanical accomplishments were judged superior to one's own was, one suspects, in large part due to her sheer eloquence.
Speaking of mechanics, Cloud Retainer, do you still remember that potted plant mechanism? The one that the two of you gave me as a gift?
Of course. Guizhong and one both put an immense amount of effort into that gift. It would be no overstatement to call it a testament to each of our individual technical genius.
As Guizhong once said, it takes every blade of grass and every flower to make a homeland. When I see the sight of Liyue Harbor before us today, I am reminded of this.
Madam Ping looks very emotional right now.
Of all of us, it was Gui Zhong who was the fondest of these grand and exciting occasions. If she were still with us, I'm quite sure she would still be trying to best Cloud Retainer's finest works at every opportunity.
Liyue Harbor is always filled with the sound of music at this time of the year. If she were here, one is certain that she would seek you out to discuss and debate the virtues of various melodies.
Oh yeah, music! We've been dying to ask. Also, with you being such a music expert and all, what?
I can make arrangements right away.
Oh, it's been a long time since I played this zither. And whenever I play that tune, it always reminds me of her. There was a period of time whenever I started strumming, it almost felt like she was back again. Sitting right there on the stone stool next to me, no matter how much time goes by. The moment that melody starts...
So the past still weighs heavily on your heart?
Oh, I would be lying to myself if I claimed to have completely moved on. But that is not to say that grief doesn't get eaten. Despite the sadness, just look at this potted plant.
It takes an honest and open mind to confront and...
Be that as it may, I shall leave the lantern right.
Well, if
Granny! Whoa, what's everyone doing here? Did some...
Ah, and now we've spooked Yanfei. No.
Oh, that's wonderful, I'm glad! Well, in that case, happy Lantern Rite, everyone!
Happy Lantern Rite. Oh, I just remembered that I have some, I will leave Mr. Dvorak in your capable hands.
Huh? Does it have to be...
It seems Ganyu still has...
What a pity. She has learned nothing of one...
Since it's been so long, Cloud Retainer, why don't you stay?
Gladly.
When you next see the Fontaine musician, please give him my regards. And like...
you got it, Madam Ping!
Thank you all. I think as for that melody, I will play it for you all another time.
Wow, that'd be great! We'll look forward to it!
When that time comes. Wherever her spirit may be among the countless grains of sand.
Alright, let's go tell Mr. Dvorak the news. Mr. Dvorak! Ah, and Kuchin's here too!
Welcome back. Did it...
Really well. We found the person Mr. Dvorak was looking...
I see. That certainly explains why it was such a...
Huh, that's a really...
I have to say, though, it's hard to believe that the fairy...
Oh, Paimon knows exactly what you mean. But Streetward Rambler, or Madam Ping as we know her, probably only...
Madam Ping possesses vast knowledge and great wisdom. What a...
Yep, Kuching summed it up perfectly. That's exactly...
I think... that can wait until after the concert, though. For now...
Ah, speaking of, Madam Paimon has a sneaking suspicion that she'll stay in her usual spot, but
Wait, oh no. No, okay. Nope. Another rehearsal is in order. Please excuse me, everyone.
Mr. Dvorak? He's already gone. Paimon wasn't even finished telling. Before we set off on our search with Ganyu, he asked us about what music means to people.
Please, share your insights with me.
Well, we found, music is, like...
It sounds like you had an...
Wait, does that mean you're gonna carry...
Just a few things, as long as everyone enjoys the festival activity. Happy Lantern Rite to you as well.
That Paimon feels like she's forgetting something. Shoot! Latent... Wait, no. Anyway, Zhangli said he wasn't in a hurry, so... Anyway, even if we don't make it, it's not our fault. Anyway, let's...
Da 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 da. Da da da. Oh. All right, let's take a break here. Oh wow, look who it is! Are you here to hang out with everyone's favorite funeral director?
So you're just casually practicing your rapping skills at the entrance to your funeral parlor?
After everything we've been through, you don't see me for a hot minute, and you're back to being scared of your own shadow. We have all this open space, a clear view of the mountains behind and the sea in front. Not to mention we have several invisible audience members enthusiastically cheering us on. It's the perfect spot to rehearse.
Invisible...
Gotta say, it took me a few days to get used to Director Who's way of talking.
Xinyan was pretty spooked too when she first got here. Just like when she sees a frog, but a giant frog with sharp teeth.
Come on, knock it off.
What's wrong? I've never seen someone look so confused before. Well, don't worry, because Director Who's here to explain it all. There once was a Fontaine musician who went around town on a mission. He came door to door for his iridescence tour, looking for acts to audition. With my words, Xinyan's chords, and Yunjin as our mentor, we'll take the stage by storm with flames roaring and the...
For sure! The whole dance floor will be yelling up!
Oh, don't you worry about that. I'm pretty experienced on the stage, and I've already informed the Yuhong of all the pyrotechnics we're planning on using.
Huh. Guess we'll just have to trust Xinyan on this one.
Oh, Zhongli. He took one of those fancy meal boxes and set off for the mountains. Said he wanted... It's a real pity that he couldn't be around for this. As well as being a true connoisseur of traditional art forms, he's able to appreciate Xinyan's performances too.
Yeah, that's right. Matter of fact, he was the one who first invited me to perform here. To tell the truth, though, I never thought I'd really find myself rehearsing here one day.
Well, now you know. The Wangsheng Funeral Parlor is a great location. All of you are always welcome to come and hang out here, especially if you're in the mood to try something new. I can speak to that. Hu Tao is always full of fun surprises.
And jump scares.
Actually, Xinyan, I have some lyric ideas for your part. Do you want to go through them together?
Oh, sure thing.
Oh, traveler in Paimon. I believe Zhongli was heading to Mount Hulao, so make sure you're hiking up the right hill. When you see Zhongli, please pass on this message to him. It's up to him whether he wants to support us at the performance tonight, but I expect him to make time for the upcoming banquet we're planning. You should join us too. It'll be a...
Paimon sees them! It's illuminated deer! And illuminated bird number 2!
A familiar face. Have you come from Liyue Harbor? How is the city now?
Everything's great! But you know, if you're so curious, you can always go and check...
In fact, Mooncarver has been taking many walks on Mount Tianheng in recent times. I believe the sights of the city are quite familiar to him.
Zhongli! Here you are! We've brought the bamboo shoots you wanted.
Impeccable timing. Traditionally, bamboo shoot soup ought to be slow-cooked for many hours on low heat. Using Adeptus arts to hasten the process is something of a shortcut.
Wait, that mechanism... is that...
Indeed. Cloud Retainer kindly lent me her supreme cuisine machine.
Can we not just call it a cooking machine? Actually, never mind. She seems to take a lot of pride in her mechanical gizmos, so it's probably best if Paimon doesn't...
I trust that you found the answers you were seeking during your recent journey. Excellent. The past should be remembered, but not overly dwelt upon. Our journey should be seen as a means to take on more from the world around us. When the bamboo shoot soup is ready, I must insist that you try some for yourself.
Oh, Zhongli! Huta told us to tell you something. She said, it's up to him whether he wants to support us at the performance tonight, but I expect him to make time for the upcoming banquet we're planning. No excuses! When she says performance, she must mean the Lantern Rite music. As for the banquet, she didn't tell us anything more about that, but she invited us to come as well.
As you can see, I have a prior engagement with 2 Adepti friends of mine tonight. Please, give Director Hu my best wishes for the performance. As for the banquet, since the Director insists, far be it from a mere consultant like myself to refuse.
Yay! Then we'll see you there?
Absolutely.
Rex Lapis, the bamboo shoot soup is ready.
Thank you. I will examine it right away. The appearance is exquisite, and the aroma rich and intense. Since you came all this way, you should not leave empty-handed. Please, take some soup. It tastes most exquisite while still warm.
Had one known that Cloud Retainer was in possession of such eminently useful devices, one would have sought to borrow one from her long ago.
And yet, since you share my lack of enthusiasm for mechanisms and fine dining, it would have become a mere decorative ornament in your abode.
Not so. Had one had...
In that case, shall we rendezvous with Cloud Retainer one day soon, and request to borrow one more Supreme Cuisine machine?
A fine idea.
I intend to reminisce with my old friend.
I'm honored to be here on the Iridescence Tour stage. All right, without further ado, I'm Xinyan, this is Hetao, and this is a little something called...
The Blaze Lilies!
I'm up here blazing trails through the midnight sky, lighting up the world below. And when the crowds all hear my voice, they'll meet the spirit of rock and roll.
Let's go! Hey, you butterfly, you two buzzing by, guiding your way to the afterlife, opening the path without a fright. Oh, I'll light the fire, watch it blaze across the universe. I'll spit my rhymes, watch your step, or you'll get burned. Hey, woo!
Does anyone have any plans tomorrow? With another year behind us, I think we deserve a celebration of our own. My treat. Interested?
The Tianquan footing the bill? I can't miss out on that.
Master, listen!
May the year ahead be a blessed one.
I believe it shall be.
Master, the Xiao Lanterns,
Ha! Elementary. One shall fashion for you a Xiao Lantern the likes of which the world has never seen. And you must take it to Liyue Harbor to display its magnificence for all.
Listen! That must be Madame Ping!
Crumble!
opposite of the parlor director. Always so generous. Come on. Oh, so that's how it is. Thanks for the suggestions, Mr. Zhongli. I have them all noted down.
I've long heard that your knowledge encompasses all things old and new, Mr. Zhongli, but I never knew that you were well versed in the art of cooking, too. It is truly an honor to make your acquaintance.
No need for formalities. I too feel humbled to be in the company of such talented young people. There are many things I could learn from you.
Oh, you flatter us. If it's possible, may I trouble you to provide a few words of guidance for my practices in exorcism?
Exorcism? I can't say I'm an expert in the field, but if you don't mind, we could start by discussing...
Whoa, there's so many people here. All we knew was that Hu Tao invited Zhongli over. Paimon never thought we'd be meeting so many old friends. Happy Lantern Rite, everyone!
Likewise. Please take a seat.
Happy Lantern Rite! Are you having fun? Me too. I've seen Xinyan perform before, but this is the first time I've watched something like this. I heard that the audience loved it too, and she's been receiving quite a lot of performance invitations lately. She's more busy than ever, and Yoonjin's gonna help her.
Yep, and they asked us to pass on their season's greetings to everyone. They hope we'll have a wonderful gathering.
The performance was spectacular indeed. However, it gave Xiangling a huge burst of inspiration, which in turn gave us a bit of a headache.
Us? Did Xiangling ask you to try out her dishes too?
That, my friend, is beside the point. Watching you eat was enough for me. Come to think of it, I probably shouldn't have burdened Chongyun with eating my share too.
Hold on, Xiangling came up with a new recipe? See? Someone here knows how to encourage... Oh, and I have to thank Mr. Zhongli too. He gave me lots of useful pointers that really drove it home for me. Oh, so that's what you were talking about before we arrived.
Yes. Since we'll be dining together, the topic of our conversation naturally revolved around cooking. Xiangling's ideas are truly unconventional. Her choices in both ingredients and spices are comparable to a melody dancing on the tongue. My suggestions were nothing more than the icing on the cake.
Oh, the two of you always deliver. Now I'm getting anyway. I'll get everyone to have a taste after I've adjusted the
That sounds like it might become a little safer to eat.
How about I sample the dishes next?
Speaking of eating, Paimon feels like we're missing someone. Oh, Huta was the one who invited us, but she's not here. And... Oh, Guoba volunteered to help Dad at the restaurant. You know, lots of people come over to eat during Lantern Rite. Without Guoba helping out, I probably wouldn't have had the time to accept... As for Huta...
The director went to collect a guest. She asked me to stay here and host you for the time being. Seems like it's almost time.
Huh? Huta went to fetch someone in person? Could it be... Kuching?
She didn't clarify. And as her subordinate, I couldn't just pry into the details.
Ta-da! We're here! Oh, we're not late to the party, right? Good thing the Conqueror of Demons and I are both as swift as the wind. And whoosh, we made it just in time.
Oh. I see. So the important guest is the Conqueror of Demons. I've been looking forward to meeting you. The director didn't mention anything when she invited us. What a pleasant surprise. Gathered here with us tonight are not only young and accomplished individuals, but also the protector of Liyue's peace, Adeptus Alatus. To convene here with all of you is indeed a great...
It's almost Lantern Rite. Yet you took all the trouble coming here.
The director has a way of making it difficult to decline.
Rex Lapis, may I ask what troubles you?
The director asked me to buy sesame oil in preparation for the celebrations.
Huh. Then why would you come all the way to Wangshu Inn?
I had a pleasant chat with Chef Yanxiao and received some spices from him. And, see? Here's some matsutake and a portion of ham.
What about the sesame oil?
It's a shame.
I'm sure you're exaggerating, Zhang... Sir.
There he goes again. Enough with the pleasantries. Go let everyone here today is well known in their own field and has probably heard about one. And I heard that the Conqueror of Demons and the Traveler are great. You two sit together.
You should take a seat too, Director.
Oh? Finally remembered me? When we arrived just now, the hosts at Shinue Kiosk told me our dishes are almost ready. Perfect timing. Let's not wait any longer and ask them to bring up...
Paimon would have never guessed the person Hu Tao went to fetch was Xiao.
Oh, that's also the first I've heard of the Traveler and Paimon being friends with the Conqueror of Demons.
You know Xiao Chu.
Knowing is a bit of an overstatement. You might not know this, Paimon, but we exorcists have worked in close collaboration with the Conqueror of Demons for many generations. Hard to imagine that thanks to Hu Tao, I've finally gotten the chance to meet.
Likewise.
It is a great honor indeed to have a chance to meet. I remember you mentioning wanting him to understand the importance.
We know each other too. He helped try my dishes during the Masterful Chef's cook-up. I didn't think we'd have the chance to meet again.
No anecdote, however, compares to meeting you in person.
Whoa. Everyone's getting all formal and polite all of a sudden. Adeptus Xiao, mighty conqueror of demons. Paimon tried very hard to look for a fancy word, okay? Don't be too harsh on Paimon!
There's no need to be so polite.
You're right. This was meant to be a nice little get-together between friends after all. Too much formality kills the atmosphere. I didn't plan this gathering only for everyone to walk on eggshells.
What's your truly...
A little get-together between friends, sipping the finest tea and watching lanterns float into the sky. Bidding fair... And that is something our consultant would say. I think it deserves...
Indeed. Exceptional.
As for me, I'm just here to have fun and treat everyone to something good. We all worked really hard this year, cooking, helping with the family business, exorcising evil spirit, and of course, our consultant, who's been helping out at the parlor every now and then. Everyone has done some pretty... As the one who brought everyone together, it goes without saying that...
Sounds kinda self-important, but...
It wasn't as complicated as you think.
Okay, gotcha. Thanks, boss lady.
It's not boss lady, just boss. And there she goes. What a lively girl.
Conqueror of Demons, Adeptus Xiao. Guardian of Wangshu Inn. Hero of I know you're there.
Quiet. Do not...
Sorry, but you wouldn't show up if I didn't yell your name, would...
I know you. You're the 77th director of Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. Is there something you need?
That does sound like one of Hu Tao's antics.
Did the Conqueror of Demons agree to come so that Hu Tao would stop pest...
There might be other reasons.
Smart guess, huh?
There's more to it?
It gets pretty boring from here on. I talked about the funeral parlor's past relationships with the Guardian...
In the time of the Archon War, disputes were frequent, and disaster overtook the land. The Adepti vanquished the demons, the Millelith fought valiantly, and Wangsheng Funeral Parlor was responsible for purifying the diseased and sending off the spirits of the dead. That is how the border between life and death was maintained during the war. And it effectively prevented further incidents from happening.
That's right. 1 point for the consultant. But despite our deep-rooted connection, it still took me quite a while to actually convince him. You know him pretty well.
This matter is out of my control.
True, but I've kept that in mind. Besides, it'll only be for a short while as—
But I didn't expect there to be—
There's no need to worry, Conqueror of Our young exorcist over here is protected by his pure yang energy.
That's not the same. And did you just toss your carrots into my bowl? Hey, don't look away.
Huh?
I'm siding with Chongyun. I saw that too. You're lucky Guoba isn't here today. He hates seeing people being picky with their food. If he'd seen that, he'd—
Huh? Guoba would do that? Is he that uncompromising? But now that I think of it, Xianglin told me that Guoba—
It sounds like you've heard—
I'm doing fine. Not long ago, before, thanks to his help, things have been a lot more stable than before.
Right! Wait, what?
Seeds of story.
And cultivated that— did Paimon just have voice? Could it be?
If I'm not mistaken, don't just sit there, Zhongli. Go— No such need. You finally let me in. Hello, hello. No matter if we've met before or not, this moment marks a brand new encounter. Old friends—
Oh, it's the tone-deaf bard.
Oh, he seems to carry a valiant breeze wherever fate has brought us together. So come on, take a seat and be my guest. Help yourself. Oh, I'll ask them for another set of— This young lady here is as bright as a fresh bouquet of flowers in the morning's rising— Whoa, these dishes look amazing. Is it real?
Huh, it's you.
Oh, isn't this Genyu? Genyu? Yup. Now that I've taken a closer look, you're a fan of Genyu's works, aren't you? I met Xingqiu at a light novel convention. How I wish we'd met sooner. I never expected that there'd be another person in this world who could interpret Genyu's new novel as thoroughly as I could.
Venti, you're being too humble. Considering your poetic talent, your fundamentals are way more impressive.
Could this new guest be Master Xingqiu's friend?
Yeah! Xiao, you remember me too, right? We had a chat not long ago.
Yes. Monsters become more active than usual as we get closer to Lantern Rite. I was patrolling Dihua Marsh a few days ago, when I happened to run into this—
You've already forgotten? I'm a bard, remember? And bards go around singing wherever they like.
Oh, right. And this bard was performing in Dihua Marsh. It was a moving melody, and it made me feel relaxed and at ease.
Thank you for your patronage.
I understand now, too. I'm Zhongli, currently working at the Wangsheng Funeral Parlor. It's a pleasure to meet you, new—
And I'm his boss. Oh, and if there's anything
That's very considerate of you.
Oh? No wonder. Only a boss as savvy and reliable as you would be able to hire such an impressive consultant. Oh, you're too nice, Venti. Not to brag, but our consultant truly is impressive. His knowledge extends across the stars and the land, and there's nothing throughout history that he doesn't know. From the sophisticated way he speaks, it's hard not to suspect that he could very well be an Adeptus in disguise. Xiao, you're an Adeptus. Do you think it might be possible?
Sorry. I'm only good at conquering demons. I'm afraid I don't have much knowledge in that matter.
Really? But Paimon thinks you're super knowledgeable. Huh? Xiao's a warrior. He doesn't come to the city very often.
I've actually heard a few things about Mr. Zhongli before. The guests in the tavern talked about this refined and courteous man who, instead of having wine at Mondstadt's finest tavern, ordered a cup of hot tea with the most
Now that you mention it, I seem to recall that there indeed is a musician like yourself in Mondstadt. I've heard that he's elegant and amiable, his works witty and vibrant. It's no overstatement to regard him as the best bard in Mondstadt.
Now you're making me embarrassed. I would say that Mondstadt's poetry is a little run. There's one I heard a while back that went, The old house is written, the meaning's there, but the word choices are unimaginative and
I think so too. If I were to give it a go, I'd an old melon on a vine, a new flower that grows fine.
Oh, good one! It feels unique and has a nice ring to it.
You have great taste, Venti. I was right about you.
Of course!
Hey, Shincho! Mind lending me a few books when we get back? Pick out some... I don't know if it's my own lack of literary knowledge, but I couldn't tell the difference between those two.
I don't think it's your fault.
Chongyun's right. It's not our fault.
Oh, you have a point. But speaking of, why is the tone deaf?
I heard that Liua will be hosting a Getting to know other musical styles is essential to sparking. As for the Fontaine friend who hosted the festival, I saw him near Stonegate. The Iridescence tour has finally been held successfully for once. Don't think anything of it. By the way, I was watching as you entered Shin. Should I say that it's because I'm an expert in hiding, or that a certain someone deliberately ignored the sound of the wind?
Whenever Lantern Rite comes around, Liua Harbor becomes bustling with activity. People are all busy watching the lanterns and strolling around the shops, and they might just go travel somewhere on a whim. It is rather difficult to predict another's whereabouts. The festival is in full swing and proceeding smoothly, and we're all gathered here with friends, new and old. To come together with all of you at the beginning of the year, one can't help but be filled with joy. In a moment like this, I propose we raise a glass together. In my case, tea in lieu of wine.
Very well said, Mr. Zhongli. Now I'm getting a little self-conscious. I didn't cause you too much trouble barging in like that, did I? We usually drink wine during occasions like this over in Mondstadt. But since Mr. Zhongli insists on drinking tea, I'll give a toast with tea.
You're welcome. As the host of this gathering, considering that everyone may have other matters to attend to...
All of a sudden, they started proposing toasts!
What's with the urgency?
Have you two finished eating? It's always nice to have a breath of fresh air.
Paimon will come too. Yeah? Okay then.
Are you all right? It's hard to describe. It's not that. There were those among the Adepti who loved gatherings and idle chit-chat. Sometimes the Adepti all have their specialties, making most of them proud and arrogant. But this time... No. So you know his true identity. The Animo Archon is a free spirit, and his temperament is as carefree as the music he plays on, and that's something I might never be able to do. No matter. I know whenever I think of the ordinary conversations I've had with you, it feels... Yes, the parlor director went out of her... She told me that all the guests today would be acquainted with elemental power. But I didn't expect the other guests to be... General Capisis always said that we should live in the present and enjoy every pleasant... But I think he meant designing clothes for those... The clothes were intricately designed, but inconvenient to wear. Brother Bosacius, Rex Lapis did like his designs and even collected quite a few. The outfit he wears now was also designed by General... I never saw him wear this during the war. I didn't
Oh, here you are. I'm not...
You're not.
Hu Tao saw that everyone's done eating and asked the staff. Paimon got so anxious that you weren't back yet that she scarfed down her dessert without the usual slurping and munching. To be honest, you looked a little restless just now.
You're worrying too much. Why would I? Anyway...
Please wait! There's another reason why I came looking. Here, take these.
Almond tofu?
Yup. Since the masterful chef's I heard him say that I'll be honest, before Hoot, so I made a few servings of when I told Guoba that I was making...
Thank you for the trouble. There was no... I'll take them. Thank you.
You're welcome. Oh, the almond tofu...
Okay.
Alrighty, we should head back... You're finally done whispering secrets to each other? So much for promising Paimon you'll be back soon. How could you say that to Paimon? In that case, besides having no sense of time, your dessert!
Sorry to keep everyone waiting.
No worries, we're all just chatting here. There's no serious business. Whether we're chatting outside or inside, it's all the same.
Paimon's too busy eating to talk.
But even though we're all well acquainted by now...
Oh? Is this some...
Nope. This is something I made up so that good luck will be on our side. Spontaneity is the best choice to make here. Let's use this incense burner on the table. It's been lit for so long now that the incense is running out. I'll leave lighting the incense will signify...
I see. And speaking of the most distinguished guest here today, I'm sure we all agree that it's Mr. Zhongli. I'm not very familiar with the details of his past deeds, but chatting with him has been a real eye. If knowledge were a form of power, one could even say that...
But when it comes to having a way with words, the notable bard is certainly one cut above the rest. I just happen to have a good memory. It is such an unexceptional skill, yet you made it sound like an unparalleled talent. Since we all get to nominate someone... I think it's only fair that we let the parlor director light the incense.
Huh? That won't do. We are looking for the most distinguished guest here. As the hope, now that we've enjoyed this table full of
is this...
It's not a big deal. Just look at her. Xiangling, the disciple of an adeptus, the stove god's best companion, the winner of the Masterful Chef's competition. The only heir of the famous Wan Min restaurant. A good old friend of mine. There's no better choice.
Why does Paimon feel like we're back at square one? Please stop! You're making me embarrassed. If we're looking for a distinguished guest, surely the second son of the Feiyun Commerce Guild counts. It's one of the...
Huh? Don't get me in...
Oh, not a bad choice. With the Commerce Guild's young master lighting the end.
That's not how it works. Making a fortune is indeed a fine wish. But it's of lesser importance than... Which means we should choose Chongyun.
Huh? I can't be the one when we have the Conqueror of Demons right here. Adeptus Xiao has the...
I refuse. I am most certainly not the most distinguished guest. You should all be able to make the right judgment based on your observations. One person here is well acquainted with everyone else.
Oh, that's right! Even though you're always mocking Paimon, you're still pretty popular with other people. No, wait! Paimon said she wouldn't talk to you again. Huh? Who else is there? Huh? Does that mean... Oh, well...
I agree. Paimon's without a friend constantly by... But once you have...
The traveler has traversed many nations and left behind a great deal of fascinating stories. Paimon plays an...
You guys... genuine. Thank you. You made Paimon wait.
Don't take everything to heart, Paimon.
That means Paimon. Looks like we've come to an agreement.
I trust the travelers.
Then Paimon it is. And now, the world's most excellent traveler's greatest companion, guide, and friend, Paimon, will be refilling and lighting the end. Here you go. Take them. It's getting late.
Yep,
You don't have to go all polite. It's dark out.
No need. I think you know the place I'm talking about. Camille, it was great getting to know you.
Bye. Oh, we should... We'll catch you all later then. Don't forget to return to the parlor later. There's something I...
Understood. See you later.
Rex Lapin.
Just Zhongli. I live as a mortal in Liu Harbor now. I am just one among many, if we were to consider status and seniority as Zhongli.
Heaven forbid. Not you too.
I heard that during the Lantern Rite Music Festival, you conferred with Streetward Ramble. The same truth will sound different coming from different... I once had a pleasant... From the evidence she found, but there are multiple in the legends record. But whether to me, this was as true, just how Shao may... So there's no need to dwell too much on certain things.
Rex I mean...
It looks like you understood what... the director asked me to accompany you on your return. After that, it'll be time for me to go back and meet up with...
Bye, Zhongli. Everyone's... Paimon always feels a little empty inside when a lively split... At least you always... No. Paimon got it mixed up. Paimon, the best and most distinguished... Shao?
No need. I've stayed here for much longer than The events of today occurred so abruptly. Okay, I'll...
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I recall. Who share the memory. Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I remember. But where are those who share?